Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Eric Andre Show!
How do you even describe Eric Andre? The best way I can describe it is like a fever dream on bath salts. And even then, you never really know what you're gonna get with him. Which is why he may be the greatest talk show host of our generation. I think it goes without saying that the Eric Andre Show is an acquired taste.
Aren't you worried about hurting yourself?
No. Wait, like during a colonic? Or... What the f?
Not for the faint of heart, or stomach, for that matter.
It's like 90 degrees.
Ooh.
You all right?
Lauren, what's going on with you?
But once you really get a feel for the madness unfolding before your very eyes, it can be easy to get hooked. I didn't find out about the Eric Andre Show until it already ended its last season. And even then, I only started binging it recently. These past few weeks, I've been watching damn near every episode on Hulu, you know, where the ads are longer than the show itself, and I couldn't help but think to myself how lucky we are to be living in a time where this man got away with airing this shit on television for 4 seasons.
Bring that naked PA out here now! Here, you son of a bitch! Get him away from me!
God, how blessed is our generation, man? By taking inspiration from some of the greats like Tom Green, Johnny Carson, Tim and Eric, David Letterman, and Jackass, Eric Andre creates this ensemble of nightmarish insanity that can only be described as beautiful. It's beautiful. I don't even care. In case you aren't aware, the Eric Andre Show is a late-night talk show parody that aired on Adult Swim and consisted of 4 separate seasons ranging from 2012 to 2016. There have been rumors of a 5th season starting up at some point, but nothing's set in stone yet, so we still got about 40 11-minute episodes to keep us occupied until then. Every episode kicks off with Eric throwing himself into the backdrop before running around aimlessly destroying every last piece of the set as his D-level stage band plays over the chaos. Once we see Eric exhaustedly plop down in the swivel chair, we see stagehands quickly rebuild the set before his co-host Hannibal Buress calmly walks out from behind a curtain. It is a religious experience. Following Eric's painful monologue, the show consists of celebrity interviews and short sketches with hints of black comedy and irony mixed throughout the episode, based around ridiculous non sequiturs and absurdity that never fails to make me laugh because I'm a fucking idiot. But that's not all there is to it. There's gotta be some explanation to the cult fan base and overwhelmingly positive ratings, and I think that really lends itself to a few key factors. Sure, the sketches themselves are usually great on their own, but what I find so refreshing is the diversion from the conventional late night shows we all see dominating the YouTube trending tab.
So it sounds like you're happy with the way things have been going in your first few weeks?
Very happy.
In short, Eric Andre is the polar opposite of any talk show you see on TV right now. By adding his own erratic flair to late night, he's managed to break free of the same predictable routine so many comics fall victim to. He doesn't bother discussing the intricacies of politics in his monologues. Instead, he parodies those who do.
So everything is in the news today. Every single thing is in the news.
Doesn't make him any less political, of course, it just means he has a different style. Instead of alienating half his audience by taking pot shots at a political pundit, for example, he literally goes out of his way at the Republican National Convention to ask Alex Jones the hard-hitting questions Jimmy Fallon is too afraid to ask.
Why does my pee-pee come out yellow? But when
I mean, you seem like you're upset.
I want you to have sex with my wife.
So just trying to be shocking.
No, not at all. I really, here's my hotel key. I want you to have sex with my wife.
You're not Martin Luther
king.
You're not.
Hey, you're not. Coachella sucks this year.
And that right there makes for a way more entertaining experience than just, hey guys, Trump has small hands. Yeah, small hands. Got him. Got him. Eric actually knows how to charm an audience without taking anything too seriously. At the end of the day, he is a comedian. He's there to make us laugh while pushing the envelope at the same time, something his show does consistently every single episode.
Wow, that's really disturbing.
Just don't look at me.
I'm amazed Eric Andre is even able to get celebrities on his show, like actual celebrities. I mean, he had Dennis Rodman, Jack Black, the dance mom, this person, I've never seen her before, and countless others that you would never expect to see on a show that just straight up tortures its own guests. They've had people walk out, they've had people threaten to punch Eric in the face. It's just a good time all around. Eric knows exactly how to get under people's skin. He's going to get a rise out of his victims by any means necessary. They had an advantage at first. Since the show was pretty niche when it first started off, they would intentionally pick celebrities who hadn't heard of it, so they would have no idea what they were getting themselves into. But as the show became more well-known, they needed to step up their game, so even if the guests knew about the show, Eric would still be able to get a reaction out of them. Jimmy Kimmel thought he knew exactly what he was getting himself into, but it's kind of hard to focus on an interview when you've got your own son tickling your taint under your seat.
My seat feels like it's alive or something.
Jimmy Kimmel's son. Was he actually a PA on your show? Jimmy Kimmel's son?
He interned on our show.
And he tickled the
Taint
of
Jimmy
his
Carter.
dad.
Yes.
You got the son to tickle the dad's taint?
Well, we wanted a PA to do it, and we were like, we could get arrested if it goes bad. But I was like, if it's his son, he gets arrested.
Eric's natural ability of pushing his guests to the point of asking, "Am I allowed to leave?" is second to none and makes for excellent television. I mean, who doesn't want to see Dennis Rodman admit to kissing a dead girl on the lips, right? Eric has a talent, and that talent is making people uncomfortable beyond words. Every interview is awkward, unnatural, and leaves the audience at home feeling that secondhand embarrassment radiating off his guests. But it's not just his pranking of the guests that makes the episode worthwhile, it's the way he pranks the audience as well. His random XD comedic strategy and timing successfully glues us to our seats wondering what the f is gonna come next. Once he establishes the basic parameters of a joke, he throws everyone for a loop by challenging his own limitations, leaving everyone eager for what's about to come next. And he does this seamlessly. Maybe a stupid f***ing joke, but the absurdity is what makes it so funny.
Can you tell me how much it is to fix this bumper? How much is it to fix this? How much is it to fix this window? How much is it to fix this back window? Some teenagers messed up my car! Hey, I'm a car too, you know.
Eric has said himself that after graduating Berklee College of Music, he set out to create the worst talk show of all time. His manic personality contrasted with Hannibal's wooden demeanor serves to deconstruct your typical late night show better than anyone has ever done before.
Hannibal's energy is very different from your energy.
That's why he's the perfect co-host. Right. I just needed somebody to like balance out my mania, and he allows me to go crazier. And he's kind of the voice of reason and speaks for the audience. Like I say a bunch of inappropriate shit, and he can be like, you're a terrible person, kill yourself.
Not many people can pull off Eric's style of avant-garde comedy successfully. His bizarre methodology goes beyond the physical aspects of blindly stumbling into an art exhibit, even if that is just the joke sometimes. It's not an easy gig. Having the balls to go out in New York City dressed as a fucking horse, I can't even ask the waiter to take my food back after getting my order wrong, much less have the courage to get beaten up by life-size fruit in public. How Eric has only been arrested once, I'll never know. It all seems to flow so naturally, so what is it that gives him these unique yet indispensable talents? I don't fucking know. But for one thing, he doesn't seem to give a single shit right about his image.
I'm trying to be serious when I got a maniac here, okay? It's not easy.
Larry, you're coming down on me, and I want to.
I'm not coming down on you.
I want to spread my wings and
I'm
fly.
Curious. You.
Oh, well, I'm bi-curious, and I'm horny.
All you have to do is look at the way he behaves during online interviews and compare it to the way he behaves on live television. On YouTube, I've noticed he tends to take a way more laid-back and easygoing approach than he would on a live mainstream network, where instead of giving the interviewer straight answers, he tends to stay in character, clearly trying to derail the interview for his own personal entertainment. It's this manic, carefree personality that so many people are infatuated with, and brings new life into an incredibly outdated and decaying genre of television. The entertainment industry needs people like Eric Andre to keep things interesting.
Yeah. Ask me anything. Ask that question again.
Is there more of that on season 3?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I am so high right now.
He is a fucking riot as a talk show guest. It's like he just snorts a line of coke before going on, which I guess is definitely possible. Eric's over-the-top nature plus his total disregard for the people around him equals a roller coaster of an interview. He's obviously just trying to keep himself amused, but he takes charge in a way that's almost intimidating for some hosts. It's like they don't even know how to handle someone as utterly deranged as Eric Andre. Every interview is always flipped on its head at one point or another, to where Eric is no longer the one being interviewed, he's the one interviewing.
All right. Hi, I'm Elizabeth Saab with the Daily. We're rolling.
3, 2, sound speeds,
Do you think
camera
our guys
speeds.
can be quiet long enough for me to talk?
What do you think? I have like the boobs of a 12-year-old girl.
Can we even show this?
We're here with
I'm Elizabeth Saab.
Elizabeth Saab, Eric Andre. We're talking about a new show called Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23. It's on ABC. And a new show called Eric Andre Show on Adult Swim.
Yes, take it away.
It's a show.
Eric always does a great job of reflecting the energy of the people around him, meaning if a host is wanting to interview the real Eric, he'll give it to them. But if it's clear they're wanting the character we see on the Eric Andre show, he won't hold back either. He may be absolutely unhinged on stage, but he still has this real, authentic side to himself that he showcases during the appropriate settings, which I think is what sets him apart from other absurdist comedy legends who seem like they're always on. Eric actually knows how to flip that switch when necessary, which makes him less of an insane attention whore and more of a comedic genius.
Cheers, I'll drink to that, bro.
You may not think Eric is the funniest talk show host out there, but you have to admit he is the most bohemian, at least of our time. Eric cares more about his own enjoyment than that of the audience he's entertaining, and that says a lot about where his interests lie. It's inspiring in the same way that Filthy Frank was clearly making videos for the pleasure of himself and his friends. He didn't put his own reputation on a pedestal, and neither does Eric. In a lot of ways, I'd say Eric Andre is just a mainstream Filthy Frank. That's probably why I like him so much, honestly. His consistent unpredictability keeps me watching, and his clever deconstruction of the late night routine is one that can only be described as comedic brilliance in its purest form. Or maybe he's just insane. Who knows?
Am I right, ladies? Who killed Hannibal?
Keep on, keep on.